at all. Retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, Fox News contributor and a former national security advisor. General, good morning to you and thank you for your time. I know you heard that yesterday. I don't even know if that was a good idea to try and secure Kabul with the Taliban surrounding you and ISIS-K and other forces around the city. What did you make of that exchange with Mike Gallagher, the Republican from Wisconsin?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Bill. Yeah, Bill, thanks for having me. Look, that just shows to me strategic incompetence at the highest levels. What happened with McKenzie and Baradar was really quite clear to me. Baradar basically said, we know we've won this war. It's over to you to get your people out. He was willing to give us time and willing to give us the space to do so, but we panicked. And we panicked by closing in on Karzai International Airport without expanding the perimeter that was there. And he basically said, you can take the time that you want to get out there. That was the instinct that I would have had. And I don't think the president, as commander-in-chief, and he's the one who ultimately made that decision, wanted them to do that. So here's the second part of this, and I think it's very, very important. And here's the concern I've got. This shows strategic incompetence at a senior level that sets a pattern. It goes back to 8 years when he was the vice president, and his current NSA was his NSA when he was the vice president, Jake Sullivan, and what he did with Osama bin Laden, and the comments that were made by Bob Gates about him, and about comments were made by former President Obama about him as well. What this means is the next time there's going to be a crisis, and I guarantee you there's going to be a crisis, Dana can confirm that, and Karl Rove can confirm that, you will have a crisis in the White House, and it's going to come from somewhere you don't even expect it to arrive. And you better be ready to handle that at a moment's notice. And it's setting a pattern that these guys are not ready to play ball at the strategic level. They just, to me, they don't seem to have it in them. Look, when I was the chief of staff of the National Security Council, when I would bring people in and interview them, I'd say, you don't get any training wheels in this job. You've got to be ready to go at a moment's notice, get ready for a crisis, and handle that. And when I see that Kamala Harris is bringing 2 crisis communications experts in, that's a huge tell to me. They're not ready for it. And they should have expanded the perimeter. They should have told Baradar we're going to do it. Oh, by the way, it's going to take us till 1 October to do it or 1 December to do it. Look, they won. They knew it. They would have let us do it. I guarantee you.
Interesting, General. Washington Post, end of August, said, apparently Baradar, the head of the Taliban at the time, said, we have 2 options to deal with it. You, the U.S. military, take responsibility for securing Kabul, or you have to allow us to do it. Maybe that all went down the way it's been reported. And the military had its hands tied because every time they went back to the White House with a request, they were denied. Maybe in the end, there is the truth to all of this.
Well, Bill, that's the reason I'm talking about strategic incompetence at the senior level with, frankly, imbecilic decisions that were made there. I guarantee you, I know McKenzie, I know Mark Milley, I know Lloyd Austin. Milley and Austin had worked for me in the past. I am absolutely convinced they made their recommendations known. And those were decisions made by the National Security Advisor or the recommendation given to the President of the United States. And he was obstinate that he was getting out at a certain date. He had, I guarantee you, Bill, he had the leeway and the time to be able to do this properly. That panic you saw at Karzai International Airport, we created that. They didn't create it. We said we had to get out at a certain time. If we had pushed that perimeter out, if we had told Baradar, who we had negotiated with over the last year, that we were going to do this and we were leaving, I guarantee you would have said, yep, go ahead and do it.
General, thank you. More to come on this. I don't think it's the end of it. General Kellogg, thank you. We'll speak again.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Speaking of that, Bill, it is